Hello and welcome to, or welcome back to Styx Media. It's that time of the month again, time for the monthly book review, and for December we are reviewing Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Now this is a dystopian future book based in Mars, where they basically it's about a character that is pretty much a slave. He's a miner working underground in Mars, and his wife is killed for whatever the reason. The slave labor. It doesn't take much for the higher ups to basically make an example of them for killing them. Now, this follows the main character is named Darrow. And when his wife is killed, her name is Io. When she's killed, he vows vengeance against the higher ups. The Golds is what they are. Now, Mars is not a barren wasteland like we know it is now. So this takes far enough in the future that terraforming has happened. The surface of Mars is lush, it's green, it has rain, it has an atmosphere. And Darrow is a miner. He's mining underneath the surface for, I believe, natural gas. And so he's, like all the other slaves, he's called a red, and I believe a low red. So the way that it works is that if you're a low red, you're basically a slave. If you're a high red, you you have education and you have actual good housing. You have good food. Now, low reds are basically, like I said, they're slaves. So they get crappy food. They get the basic necessities. That's it. Now, as you go up in the ranks, there's browns, there's golds, there's blues. Now, all of them have different roles to play. Golds are the elite. They get the best of the best. They are the ones that, the fleets, and so they're the ones that run the space fleets, and they run the government, and they basically look down at all the other colors. They don't really... They don't really talk about a lot about the other colors. It's basically just the reds and the golds that they talk about. They talk a little bit about what the blues do. I believe they're intelligence or healers. Browns are about knowledge. And then you've got the pinks, which are the pleasure and prostitution and stuff like that. So it was hard at first to get into this book. About the first, I'd say, quarter to half seemed very boring. Nothing seemed to really be going on. It isn't until Darrow actually starts doing the training as a gold to become one of the elite, and they enter into a competition to lead their house and try and win a competition that is rigged from the start. Then it started getting interesting, and so if you can power through the first quarter to half of the book, it does get interesting eventually, but it was enjoyable. I want to see how the story plays out. It's actually the first of a trilogy called the Red Rising trilogy. That's what started it. There's actually, I believe, 2, if not 3 other books that happen after the trilogy. One of which you have to read to understand what happens in the last book. But yeah, I reckon it was different. I recommend it. Pierce Brown is a good author. It's very slow to start. But it does pick up about halfway through the book, and you are left at the end of the book wanting to know what happens next. So I do recommend it. and you can get it in box set or you can get it in single books. I picked up the box set. Didn't realize that I actually had the first in the series already. I misplaced it in my library and couldn't find it, so I bought the box set, and then I, of course, Murphy's Law, found the first book. So, but yeah, I do recommend it if you want something different. It's slow to start, but it does pick up about halfway through, and it does get really interesting near 3/4 of the way towards the end. So yeah, that's Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I recommend it. However, it is a slow read at first, but it does pick up eventually. So, as always, if there's any books you want me to check out, be sure to leave a comment down below. And I will, if I have it, I will set aside. If I don't have it, I will look into getting it. And be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that fun stuff, so that you know when the book reviews come out every month. So, that being said, we'll see you next month.